Savor Dallas is all about the greatest chefs, and that's what makes it the most delicious wine and food festival in Texas. One of our very favorites, Blythe Beck here at Central 214 Hotel Palomar. Blythe, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing just great. We are so excited that you have been a part of Savor Dallas every year. Why have you taken time away from your busy life and your schedule to do that?
That's an easy question because I love Savor Dallas. It's the best fun. It's all the greatest chefs together, putting out our best foot forward, like in public. It's kind of, there's a little competition, like what chef's gonna have the best dish, whose table's gonna be busiest. But it's like food, it's fun, and it's awesome. It was also my very first event as an executive chef,
right.
So it means a lot to me.
That is great. Well, we are so appreciative. And so do your colleagues enjoy it?
Anytime chefs can get together and we can eat and drink and be with the public that eats our food, it's always a good time. Plus, like I said, there's always some competition with the chefs because, you always want to be the best.
Now, what about the people attending? They come up and eat your food. Do you see them again coming into the restaurant?
Well, Savor Dallas has the best capture ratio of any event we ever do.
Really?
Because yes, and so it's funny because actually a lot of the guests that come in and eat there, they come into the restaurant year over year over year, and it's awesome. I get some of my most regular diners from Savor Dallas.
Wow.
I know, that's another reason it's my favorite.
That is so cool. So we can look forward to seeing you at the next Savor Dallas.
I will definitely be the next Savor Dallas. It's already on my calendar. I already got marked with a big heart always. So.
Bless your heart. Well, let's talk about Central 214. What a cool restaurant.
I love this place. It is awesome. I took over, a couple years ago, and I walked in and I just fell in love with it. It's beautiful. It's an amazing company to work for. We're attached to one of the most beautiful hotels in Dallas that Kimpton, which is the company I work for, has done a lot for urban restoration. They took a not so pretty building and made it beautiful, and it's got everything you want here. We have a spa, we have the restaurant, we have a pool, we have an amazing bar, and beautiful rooms. So it's a great place to be.
What's your favorite part of being able to create this menu lifestyle?
Well, I love it Blythe style because it's naughty and I love it. But Central 214, it's all about amazing food and amazing staff that serves you, and it's about loving on the food and loving on your guests. And I think that when you've got a beautiful place like this to be in, the kind of good food comes naturally, and it's an inspiring place to be, and I love it. I feel blessed to get to work here.
That's great. How'd you get into chefdom, cooking, and all of that fun stuff?
Well, it's not a very glamorous story, but I got into the restaurant business because I called for a to-go order at a restaurant in Cincinnati, and the lady took my took my order, and I got in, and she's like, "Are you Blythe?" And I was like, "I am." She's like, "You have a great voice, you're really polite, do you want a job?" And I was like, "Oh God, no." And she's like, "It could be beer money." And I was like, "I'm in." So I started as a hostess, I was at the front door, and I fell in love with it. And I came home and told my parents, I'm like, I want to be in the restaurant business. And after we peeled my parents off the floor, we finally decided, and I went to the University of North Texas. And my very first class I took was food prep, and I made a biscuit, and it changed my entire life.
Wow, a biscuit did it, folks.
It did. I knew that I could make it. I was like, oh my God, I'm good at this. And I fell in love with it. And from then on, I was laser focused that I was going to go work for Dean Fearing. And everyone kind of giggled because they're like, one biscuit? And I was like, I know, it's a biscuit, but I can do this. And after lots of begging, pleading, Daddy Dean, that's what I call him, he hired me. And that's how it started.
Wow.
And it was the hardest thing I've ever done, but the best thing ever.
That is great. So, that just took care of the question I was going to ask. What was your first big break?
Yeah, it was being Dean Fearing's apprentice, doing prep. I peeled a lot of potatoes, I peeled a lot of shrimp, killed a lot of lobsters, diced a lot of vegetables, but it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But
did you have to replace any guitar strings?
No, Daddy Fearing didn't let me near the guitar. He never let me near the guitar. But I used to get to watch him play. That was fun.
Yeah.
I got to watch him rehearse, and that was fun too.
That's great.
I love him.
Now, a lot of folks seeing this may never have been to Dallas, and this would be your chance to say, hey, come on to Central 214. If you were the PR person for your restaurant, change hats for a second.
Oh, okay.
What would you do to entice them to come in and see you?
Well, first of all, Dallas is one of the best food cities in the world, I think. I think we don't get enough credit for what we do, but there's amazing chef-driven restaurants. But Central 214 is the complete deal. It's awesome, naughty food. I mean, this is where you come when you want to kind of feel dirty in the naughty parts, because that's what I do. There's a lot of beer and butter and pork fat in here, but I really love on the food, and that's an extension of the way I feel about my guests. I love on my food, and by there, I love on my guests. We have amazing service. I mean, we have a staff that loves what they do and loves being here, and it's a beautiful place to eat.
Yeah.
We also get, you know, quite a few of the Dallas athletes in here, so you come in here, you might see a Ranger or a Cowboy, or, you know, so they like to eat here. We like to have them here. We want everybody here.
Now, what's your favorite naughty food?
Oh, well, my favorite naughty food to cook, that's my chicken fried Kobe. I mean, that is my baby. That is like me on a plate. It's a center cut it's a center cut Kobe ribeye that we season and batter and flour, deep fry. Serve it with butter whipped mashed potatoes, braised mustard greens, and a bacon red eye gravy all over it. Just for good measure.
I even like the collard.
I do too.
Yeah.
Well, we use a little Schlitz malt liquor in there. So
Oh, okay.
Secret. Yeah.
Secret ingredient.
Secret ingredient. Bacon and Schlitz. What can you say?
Well, also for folks who may be checking us out online, you want to give some of that Central 214 or 411 in terms of website and everything?
Yes, you can get us at central214.com. That we have a Facebook page too, Central 214 on Facebook, and you can always get me on Facebook, which is Chef Blythe Beck, and I tweet. I'm a twittering fool, so that's also Chef Blythe Beck. Well, it's all about, I always am tweeting like new recipes or events that are going on, or kind of deals for people that follow me on Twitter. So that's a huge avenue for us.
Oh, yeah.
I think chefs should take advantage of it.
You got to jump on. And by the way, we're Savor Dallas on Twitter.
Ah, you got a new follower.
All right,
You got
cool.
a new follower.
Like, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Your food is wonderful.
Thank you.
You're just marvelous. Thank you for the great support of Savor Dallas.
Well, thank you for all you do for Savor Dallas in the city. It's awesome. So thank you. You're great. Thank you.
Blythe Beck, Central 214.